When you picture wealth in Britain, what comes to mind? Ancient titles, sprawling country estates, and old money, right? But behind the scenes, a new class of power is rising. A circle of black women who have built, bought, and battled their way into the highest echelons of wealth, both in the UK and globally. We're counting down 10 of the most powerful and wealthy black women with deep ties to the United Kingdom. This isn't just a list of numbers, it's a collection of untold stories. We're uncovering fortunes built from scratch in digital media, disruptive finance, global beauty, and even oil empires. These are women who turned bold ideas into billion-dollar brands, challenged governments, and shattered every ceiling they found. And you won't believe the story of the one woman who made history by becoming the first self-made black female entrepreneur to ever break into Britain's most exclusive rich list. Her journey is a masterclass in determination. So, if you're ready to see who really holds the power, let's get into it. Kicking off our list at number 10 is a woman who represents the new guard of British power, Dame Sharon White. While her wealth might be the most debated on our list, her influence is anything but. She's one of Britain's most accomplished public servants and corporate leaders, a figure who has shaped economic policy and steered one of the UK's most beloved institutions. Online sources often place Dame Sharon White's net worth around $1.5 million, but that feels low. It's a speculative figure, as there's no public record of her wealth, and it likely doesn't capture the full picture of her earning power after a long career in high-paying government and corporate roles. Her story is one of pure intellect and ambition. Born in London to Jamaican parents, she was raised in a home that championed education. This foundation propelled her to Cambridge University and then a master's degree, setting the stage for a formidable career. For decades, she operated at the heart of the British establishment, rising to become one of the most powerful economic figures in the country at the Treasury. From there, she became the chief executive of Ofcom, the UK's communications regulator. In 2020, she took on her most high-profile role yet as the chairman of the John Lewis Partnership, a job with a reported annual salary of nearly $990,000. She navigated the company through the pandemic and a cost-of-living crisis, cementing her reputation as a steady hand in a storm. She stepped down in the early 2025, but her journey didn't stop. She has since taken on a major role as a managing director at a massive Canadian public pension fund, a firm with hundreds of billions in assets, which is sure to increase her wealth significantly. And just to clarify, while she holds the title of Dame for her incredible public service, she has not been made a baroness or appointed to the House of Lords. She's a powerhouse whose career demonstrates a different kind of wealth, the power to shape institutions that affect millions of lives. From the corridors of economic power, we now sprint onto the world stage of athletics. At number 9 is a woman who turned pure speed into a multi-million-pound enterprise, Dinah Asher-Smith. She's not just Britain's fastest woman, she's a global sprinting sensation, a fashion model, and a powerful brand. Pinning down an athlete's net worth is always tricky, since it's a mix of prize money, appearance fees, and secret sponsorship deals. But sports business analysts suggest Dinah Asher-Smith's net worth is in the range of $2.5 to $3.5 million, with some estimates going as high as $5 million. The consensus is clear. She's a multi-millionaire at the top of her game. Dinah's story is a testament to raw talent meeting relentless hard work. Born and raised in London, she joined her first athletics club at just 8 years old. Her rise was meteoric. By 2015, she was already smashing British records. Her trophy cabinet is now overflowing with Olympic medals and European Championship golds. Her crowning achievement came in 2019 when she won 200-meter gold at the World Championships, becoming the first British woman in history to win a global sprint title. But in modern sports, the real money is often made off the track. This is where Dinah has truly excelled. She has an impressive portfolio of endorsements with some of the world's biggest brands. She has a long-standing, lucrative partnership with Nike and is a brand ambassador for the luxury Swiss watchmaker Hublot. putting her in the upper echelon of sports stars. She's also worked with brands like Muller and even modeled for high fashion houses like Valentino. What makes her so marketable? It's the unique combination of elite performance, intelligence. She has a history degree from King's College London and an engaging personality that has made her a fan favorite. Now in her late 20s and based in Austin, Texas, her earning potential is only set to grow. Dinah Asher Smith proves that being the fastest is just the start. Turning that speed into a financial legacy is the real marathon. Our next woman built her fortune not on the track, but in the fast-paced digital world. Coming in at number 8 is Patricia Bright, the YouTube sensation turned property mogul and financial guru. She is the ultimate blueprint for turning online influence into real-world assets. Figuring out the exact net worth of a social media star is tough, and you'll see wildly different numbers online. But credible estimates, which factor in her property portfolio and multiple businesses, suggest Patricia Bright's net worth is likely north of $5 million. While that's not an official number, it reflects her incredible journey from content creator to serious investor. Her story is a powerful one of reinvention. It starts on a council estate in South London. Driven and ambitious, Patricia got a degree in accounting and landed a good job in the City of London. But while she was crunching numbers by day, she was building a digital empire by night. She started her YouTube channel back in 2009, initially sharing fashion and beauty tips from her webcam. Her authenticity and sharp business sense resonated with millions. Viewers saw her not just as an influencer, but as a mentor and a friend. Her main channel has since grown to nearly 3 million subscribers and hundreds of millions of views. But the real genius was what she did next. She didn't just stay in the beauty lane, she diversified. She launched a second YouTube channel, The Break, all about personal finance and property investment, where she documented her own journey to financial freedom. She shared everything, from how she saved her first $50,000 to the details of buying investment properties. This move was transformative. She used her earnings from brand deals with giants like L'Oreal to build a significant property portfolio, turning digital currency into bricks and mortar. She then formalized this with her financial wellness platform, The Break, to give resources back to her community. Patricia's journey is a masterclass in modern wealth creation, proving that a YouTube channel can be the foundation of an empire. From a new media icon, we turn to a literary one. At number 7 is a woman who shaped the imaginations of an entire generation. The incredible author, Mallory Blackman. Through the power of her words, she has not only become a household name, but has also built a remarkable fortune. Mallory Blackman has always been intensely private about her finances. While some online sources estimate her net worth at over $10 million, that's likely an overstatement for even a very successful author. What's certain is that with millions of books sold, multiple TV adaptations, and a legendary career, her commercial success has made her a multi-millionaire. Her journey to the top was anything but easy. Born in London to parents from Barbados, she grew up with a passion for writing. But when she tried to make it a career, she was met with constant rejection. She worked as a database manager while writing in her spare time, collecting over 82 rejection letters from publishers. She famously vowed not to give up until she had 1,000 rejections. Thankfully, she didn't have to wait that long. Her persistence paid off. Then, in 2001, she published Noughts and Crosses. It was a phenomenon. The novel, which flips the script on racism by imagining a world where a black ruling class oppresses a white underclass, was both a commercial blockbuster and a cultural landmark. The Noughts and Crosses series has sold millions of copies and has been adapted into a hugely successful BBC television series, boosting her earnings significantly. The story resonated so deeply that it's now a staple text in schools across the UK, ensuring its legacy and its revenue stream for years to come. But she's not a one-hit wonder. She's written over 60 books, served as the Children's Laureate, and received an OBE for her services to literature. Mallory Blackman's wealth was built patiently, Word by word, she crafted stories that forced a nation to confront uncomfortable truths, and in doing so, created a literary empire. Coming in at number 6 is a media mogul who has been called the Oprah of Africa, a powerhouse who built a global entertainment empire from scratch, and now has deep and growing ties to London. Mo Abudu. Mo Abudu's exact net worth is private, but Forbes has named her one of the world's most powerful women in global media, and industry insiders place her personal fortune in the tens of millions of pounds. Her story is one of audacious ambition, taking her from a corporate career to the top of global entertainment. Born in Hammersmith, London, Mosunmola Abudu spent her early years between the UK and Nigeria. She didn't start in media. She had a successful career as an HR executive at ExxonMobil, but she had a bigger ambition: to change the way the world saw Africa. Tired of stories focused on poverty and conflict, she wanted to show the continent's glamour, success, and culture. So, in her 40s, she made a bold pivot. She started with a talk show, Moments with Mo, which became the first syndicated daily talk show on African television. It was a smash hit, but that was just the beginning. Her empire truly began with the launch of Ebony Life TV in 2013. Positioned as Africa's first global black entertainment and lifestyle network. She then expanded into filmmaking with Ebony Life Films, producing some of Nigeria's highest-grossing movies. But her masterstroke was her global vision. Mo wasn't content with just conquering Africa. She wanted to sell African stories to the world, and she succeeded. She secured major multi-title deals with streaming giants like Netflix and studios like Sony Pictures Television, bringing high-quality African content to millions worldwide. Her connection to the UK remains strong. She was born in London, educated here, and maintains a significant presence in the city, with a documented London property portfolio that serves as a hub for her global media empire. Mo Abudu didn't just build a media company. She built a bridge between African storytelling and the global market. Our number 5 entry is a woman who embodies the phrase, "Speak truth to power." She's a titan of finance and a fearless activist who twice took on the British government and won. Meet Gina Miller. Gina Miller's wealth comes from a successful career in London's financial district and the disruptive investment firm she co-founded. While her husband is also very wealthy, online sources have estimated Gina's personal net worth to be around $10 million, though some estimates vary wildly, from $1 to $5 million. Whatever the exact figure, she built a significant fortune through financial acumen and entrepreneurial grit. Her influence, however, is priceless. Miller was born in what was then British Guiana and sent to boarding school in England at age 10. After university, she launched her own marketing company before moving into finance. In 2009, she and her husband Alan co-founded SCM Direct. Their mission was to bring transparency and fairness to an industry known for hidden fees. They carved out a niche by offering a more honest, lower-fee model for investors, a disruptive idea that defined her campaigning spirit. It was this spirit that thrust her into the national spotlight. In 2016, after the Brexit referendum, she led a historic legal case arguing that the Prime Minister couldn't trigger Article 50 without an act of Parliament. She faced a torrent of abuse but stood her ground, and the Supreme Court sided with her. Then, in 2019, she did it again, successfully challenging the government's decision to suspend Parliament. Once again, the Supreme Court ruled unanimously in her favor. Through these battles, Gina Miller became one of the most prominent figures in British public life. She used her financial independence to fund and fight for causes she believed in, first in the financial world and then in the highest courts in the land. Gina Miller's wealth gave her a voice, and she used that voice to shake the foundations of the British establishment. At number 4, we have a woman who needs no introduction, a global icon who shattered barriers, defined an era, and has dominated the fashion world for over 3 decades. She is the one and only Naomi Campbell. With a career spanning nearly 4 decades at the pinnacle of fashion, Naomi Campbell has amassed a colossal fortune. As of 2025, her net worth is consistently estimated by multiple sources to be around $80 million, which is roughly $60 to $65 million. This wealth comes from decades of high-fashion modeling, huge endorsement deals, acting roles, and savvy business ventures. Naomi's story is legendary. Born in South London, she was discovered at 15 while window shopping in Covent Garden. Her rise was explosive. By the late 80s, she was one of the original supermodels, an elite club that became global celebrities. But her journey was also a battle. In an overwhelmingly white industry, she constantly fought against racism. Her perseverance led to historic firsts. She was the first black model on the cover of French Vogue in 1988. A milestone she reportedly secured after her friend, designer Yves Saint Laurent, threatened to pull his advertising. She was also the first black model on the cover of the all-important September issue of American Vogue. Her wealth wasn't just built on the runway. She diversified her brand early on, releasing an album, co-writing a novel, and launching a line of 25 fragrances that became a massive commercial success. In 2019, she landed her first-ever beauty campaign with NARS Cosmetics, proving her timeless appeal. She's a proud Londoner, and her British roots are a core part of her brand. While there are persistent rumors linking her to property in the ultra-exclusive One Hyde Park, there's no public evidence to confirm she owns apartments there. What is known is her taste for luxury real estate around the world. Naomi Campbell is more than a supermodel. She's a cultural institution. She's graced over 500 magazine covers and dedicated herself to philanthropy, all while building an unshakable, iconic brand and a $60 million fortune. We are now entering the realm of nine-figure fortunes. And at number 3, we have the woman who made history, the trailblazing entrepreneur who became the first black woman to break into the UK's most exclusive financial ranking, the Sunday Times Rich List. Her name is Valerie Moran. In 2019, Valerie Moran and her husband appeared on the Sunday Times Rich List with a joint fortune of $122 million. A year later, their company was sold in a deal that valued it at around $226 million, cementing her status as a multimillionaire many times over. Her story is the definitive, self-made, rags to riches narrative. Valerie was born in Zimbabwe and started her career there before moving to London around 2003. She worked in insurance before finding her way into the payments industry. There, she met her husband and business partner, Noel Moran. In 2008, from their kitchen table, they founded Prepaid Financial Services, or PFS. Valerie was the company's first employee, later becoming head of operations. PFS specialized in fintech, providing digital banking and payment solutions. They were at the forefront of a financial revolution, and their timing was perfect. The company grew at an explosive rate, fueled by Valerie's incredible work ethic. She once said her typical workday lasted 15 hours. Then, in 2019, came the landmark moment. The Sunday Times Rich List revealed that Valerie Moran was the only black woman in the top 1,000, making her the first black female entrepreneur to ever appear on the list. She had shattered one of the highest glass ceilings in British business. The acquisition by an Australian company at the end of that year turned their kitchen table startup into a monumental success story. Since the sale, Valerie has focused on philanthropy, with a passion for education and projects providing school meals to children in Mali. Valerie Moran's story is a powerful lesson in perseverance, going from immigrant to fintech queen who built and sold a $200 million empire. Our runner-up is a true visionary, the most influential makeup artist in the world, according to Vogue, a woman who turned her creativity into a billion-dollar company and became a dame in the process. At number 2, it's the one and only Pat McGrath. In 2018, her company, Pat McGrath Labs, achieved a staggering valuation of $1 billion after a major private equity investment. This led many to estimate her personal paper net worth at over $500 million. While the beauty market has faced challenges since then, and that valuation might have shifted. There's no doubt her personal wealth is well into the hundreds of millions of pounds, making her one of the richest self-made women in Britain. Her story is one of pure, unadulterated talent. Born in Northampton to a single Jamaican mother, Pat had no formal makeup training. Her mother, a fashion and makeup lover, was her first teacher. Pat spent her days mixing her own pigments and creating bold, experimental looks. In the 1990s, she moved to London and quickly made a name for herself, working with legendary designers like John Galliano and Alexander McQueen to create some of the most iconic runway looks in fashion history. Her influence became so immense that Anna Wintour herself dubbed her the most influential makeup artist in the world. For years, everyone told her to launch her own brand, but she waited. Finally, in 2015, she launched Pat McGrath Labs. It started with a single product, Gold 001, a high-impact gold pigment. It sold out in minutes. This strategy of high-demand, limited edition drops created a cult-like following. When the full line launched, it was an instant sensation, setting a new standard for luxury cosmetics. The $28 billion valuation was a monumental achievement. In 2021, her contribution was recognized at the highest level when she was made a dame by the Queen, the first makeup artist ever to receive the honor. Pat McGrath monetized her unique artistic vision, building an empire that reshaped the entire beauty landscape. And now, the moment you've been waiting for, the #1 spot. This position is held by a woman of immense wealth and power, a global tycoon whose portfolio includes one of Nigeria's most lucrative oil blocks and a stunning collection of property right here in London. We are talking about Folorunsho Alakija. For years, Folorunsho Alakija was a fixture on global billionaire lists. While fluctuating oil prices and asset revaluations mean her precise billionaire status is sometimes debated today, with Forbes not including her in their 2025 list, there is no question she commands a colossal fortune. Many sources still estimate her net worth at around $1.2 billion, which is nearly $1 billion. Her story is one of breathtaking ambition. Born in Nigeria, she was sent to school in Wales as a child before studying in London. She started her career as a secretary, then moved into banking before founding her own high-end tailoring business, which became a go-to for Nigeria's elite. But her biggest breakthrough came in 1993. Her company, Famfa Limited, was granted an oil prospecting license for a 600,000-acre offshore plot that major oil companies had dismissed. It was a huge risk. 3 years later, her partners confirmed the block was sitting on a massive oil field, now known as the Agbami field, with potential reserves of over 1 billion barrels. When the sheer scale of the discovery became clear, the Nigerian government tried to reclaim her stake. A grueling 12-year legal battle followed, going all the way to Nigeria's Supreme Court. In 2012, the court ruled decisively in her favor, reaffirming her stake in one of Africa's most valuable oil discoveries. With her fortune secured, Alakija diversified her assets globally, and London became a key part of that strategy. She is widely reported to own a significant portfolio of high-value UK property. While rumors of her owning multiple apartments in the ultra-exclusive One Hyde Park are persistent, they remain unconfirmed. What is clear is her substantial investment in London real estate, anchoring a portion of her billion-dollar empire right here in the UK. Folorunsho Alakija's incredible journey from fashion designer to oil tycoon firmly places her at the top of our list. So there you have it. From a trailblazing dame in the boardroom to a global oil baroness. These 10 women have built, battled, and broken through to the highest levels of wealth and power. Their stories are a powerful reminder that fortunes can be built from anywhere. A council estate, a classroom, a makeup chair, or even a rejected oil block. What did you think of the list? Were there any names that shocked you? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. The journeys of these 10 women are about more than just money. They're stories of resilience, of breaking barriers in industries dominated by men, and of turning talent and ambition into lasting legacies. They have navigated finance, fashion, media, and tech, all while building empires with deep and lasting ties to the United Kingdom. They prove that anything is possible with vision and courage. Thanks for joining us on this journey. If you enjoyed it, make sure to like and subscribe for more stories of Black excellence. We'll see you next time.